Hi guys, Scatlink here. Welcome to my modding showcasing sub-series, Hats Off to You, a series of which we try out community-created hats, costumes, functions, singular levels, full chapters, or time rifts created by the Hat in Time fan community via the Steam Workshop. This will also include any challenge roads of which will have their own video dedicated to earning ourselves a trophy, of which would otherwise be permanently missed. I just got done recently finishing off the Winter 2023 live event, and that's still going on right now. And funnily enough, when I was covering all that, there was a death wish that I kind of actually have to do, because when I was making the video, didn't realise that all the stipulations were the same except for, well, for the candles at least, from last year's at 2022. Collect 5 timepieces used to actually be collect 10 timepieces from Steam Workshop maps, but if I already had plus 10, which I did because I have 30, plus, we have way more than that now, because I have the Community Thanks You achievement, which is the whole point of this mod series, really, to start covering mods and stuff, even before challenge roads were a thing, but, you know, they help, because I do them outside the challenge road, any levels that are featured within, to get mod timepieces outside the challenge road, and funnily enough, we've got 4 more levels, which would have, you know, equal to this anyway, because when I was making the videos, focusing mostly on these 3, which I already had one in Blizzard Wonderland, yeah, we've now got a new challenge road that features 4 levels instead of 3, so if you need more timepieces and you don't want to be downloading any new levels, these will automatically download when you press play. So, there you go. No faffing around trying to find mods. If you are that kind of person and you just want to do the minimum. But yeah, we have a 4-level based winter challenge road to do. Challenge road 47. And these are all pretty short and also pretty easy. Not really any way to die unless you take full damage. So, it's just a war of attrition, especially in Snowy Slope, which is apparently remade. But let's start from left and go to the right instead of doing it backwards like I did the other time. That's very short. Slide Snow Mountain. Okay, so that weird symbol is a trademark symbol, but at least we actually do have a description here, which for some reason isn't showing up in the game. Maybe it's the fancy font. Slide down a snow mountain while collecting all 48 power bombs along the way. It actually lists literally everything in the level. So it's got 39 grindable ponds for money, 6 health ponds, which you don't really need, but there's more than enough health in case you do take full damage. Because you're going to be sliding down a mountain. If you jump, you probably would if you go too far. 48 power ponds, which you need to collect every single one in order to beat the level, 4 beach balls to chuck around, 2 kickable cans, and a yarn ball. It's an ice yarn specifically, which I won't be grabbing. Recommended badges, the No Bonk badge, which you'll probably want anyway, because it just makes sliding more enjoyable, but if you want to play without it, you can do. And credits, Discord modding help section for always helping with anything modding related, no one in particular. Every time I click view in the workshop now, because the big picture mode has changed, it doesn't open it up in, well, the game window, but at least I can tab out the game still runs. So that's pretty nice. Journey into the Alpine Snowstorm. By J.A. Brules. Hat Kid recounts an adventure into the middle of a famous never-ending storm. Originally I was going to make this a proper mod for the jam, but I kind of burnt myself out working on a collab jam mod and doing a bunch more updates for Temperature Clash. So I decided not to make a jam mod, but then the collab mod got delayed, so now I need to do something to participate in this jam, so here's a level technically. And it has 1 rift token for us to collect in the level, so more collectibles for us. Snowy Slope Speedway. It's a technical time rift, but this was a re-release by Jolly Girl. Originally when I released this, I released it in a way where the workshop didn't see it as a new mod. So if you're having deja vu right now, it's because this mod was released about a week ago and I plan to re-release it, but modding broke. Sorry. Well, obviously it wasn't a week ago, but I'm pretty sure that was back when the whole mod workshop crashed and the game couldn't load because there was actually more mods than the game could assign IDs to, so they had to increase it by a whole other unit. So, yeah, that was a bit of a moment. But, hey, I technically made a serious level for once. This level centers on the Ice Hat's tech, allowing it to reach high speed and down slopes. The level was built and themed as such. I tried my best to teach the tech used in this level, despite this level is a little difficult and may take a bit to complete without speedrunning experience. Expect a challenge. Thankfully, when you void out, you don't take damage, so you just gotta keep chucking yourself through it until you get it. And I do recommend if when you do need to swap from the ice hat to the dweller mask, it says dweller hat there, but I corrected myself, because I always say dweller hat. It's best to pause, because, you know, your finger's going to be on left trigger, but then it's going to be on left bumper for the wheel. But you need to be holding forward for the most part to get the most speed. So changing direction while you're in slowdown and then not veering off, or taking your thumb off of the stick in order to use left and right on the D-pad to change your hat. Not ideal, at least for me at least. So we'll get to that when we get to that. And of course the hookshot badge. Special thanks by Sketchy Sketchu for making art assets for the tutorials. The level absolutely needed them. I'll be showing every single one of them off. LCL, familiar name, for helping me understand and comprehend the video game. Music used. I actually like credits like this in case people are curious or confused. Ice Cave Chant from Donkey Kong Country. Blizzard on the Star Express from Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker. I've never actually played that. And Ice Ice Outpost from Mario Kart 8/Deluxe. And finally, oh yeah, there's also 2 Rift tokens in that level. Sorry, excuse me, I'm jumping the gun a little bit. Yeah, but there's 2 Rift tokens to collect in that level. One of them's a little bit difficult to get, one's at the very start. Speaking of, in Snowside Valley by Onion, it's a short, simple time rift about a town that's completely covered in snow. My submission for the temperature modding jam. Credit to Pasta Pillows for the office building model. And, again, there's a Rift token at the very start. So each one of these levels have a collectible or 2 for us to grab. So, yeah, that's quite a lot of stuff. And with 1 Rift token left over from everything that I covered in the 2023 live event, we probably might have a few more spins at the end of this as well. Let's go! So, starting off, going down a hill in order to enter, well, to reach a village, I would like to say. In fact, no, actually, no, that is true. You can kind of see the village at the bottom there. And we'll get a better look at that in a moment. Avoid the pond. Welcome to this lovely but chilly cold snow mountain. To D-pad, keyboard controls. If you're sliding, it bounces you off. Just repeat the steps above and continue sliding. Have a nice, fun, chill time. So this is quite steep, but thankfully we can actually run along this, and you might actually want to opt on doing that because it does give you keyboard controls, as I just shown right there. We can kick. But the problem is that when you're using, I assume, controller, when you're trying to slide down the mountain and grab all these ponds, okay, that was unexpected. No, didn't have that happen before in practice. What? Again, having weird stuff that didn't happen in practice on my personal file. But yeah, there's a lot of power ponds around here, and as I said, you need every single one. You do not need to slide them through every gate. If you bonk like that, you can run around and grab. You can see there's a lot of ponds around here, and they're all kind of connected, but yeah, the camera's not the best when using controller. Also, if you try to slide up the mountain, you'll come to a complete stop, but there is a big ramp over here, so let's take that real quick. Haha! And I took full damage. But if that does happen, because you didn't double jump or lunge out of it, there's plenty of heart ponds. There's 6 heart ponds in the level, as it was already mentioned in the mod description. Not in-game for some reason. Some snow drifts here. And yeah, sliding into a village. There's a little village down there. Which kind of looks like a couple of tree houses, actually, that just kind of sitting there. I don't actually know what that spark of blackness is, but if we try to jump down here, we will respawn at the top and take a bit of fall damage. Going into this machine will teleport you to the very top of the mountain again, where you can continue to slide down over and over till you collected all the weird, spicy blue berry orbs. Have this cookie for good luck. Until we meet again. I mean, have a fun time. What was with the creepiness there? Yep, you just step onto the party machine, it just immediately teleports you back up. So you can see that they intend you to slide down, and it is quite a fun time doing it. I will admit. I mean, okay, I guess it's not too bad. Bloody hell, I just sent that ball going crazy to the left there. I shouldn't have taken the ramp there. I'm just going to go grab this one real quick and go back down. There we gizzle. And, I mean, we're already just gone beyond halfway. But it does take a little bit. By the way, if you want the ice yarn, just crawl into this little vent, I guess. And that's where you'll get it. As I said, it is an ice yarn. You can see the snowflakes on it. And if you try to, as I mentioned, see what's going on down at the ski lift, a little village, which I don't know what that is, it just makes you take damage and respawn at the top. Thankfully, there's a hotbar right here in case you do think about doing that. Which, again, is kind of funny, considering that there is a machine that does teleport you back to the top. So, I would slide down for a third time, but honestly, because of my camera angle, it's just better if I just run around and grab every pon. Kind of defeats the purpose of the level, but you can do it if you want to. But at the same time, when you do bonk or slide upwards and have to cancel out your slide, you're able to run around anyway, so there's not really any breakage going on in me doing this. This is literally just something I am, in fact, able to do. Although you can obviously travel a little bit faster if you, like, slide a little bit, which I like to do, because it just helps grabbing the ponds a little bit easier. But this is a very steep mountain, and, you know, you can't have the camera tilted up while you're running uphill. And I can see that I've missed quite a few ponds, actually, so let me head back up real quick. Because before I even checked that machine, because I thought it was just online party where you could, like, just have everybody in this level and slide down, which I guess you could do, like, outside of the challenge road. Just have online party and everybody slide down, racing each other. Or see if you can go through, like, the gates on your side. I mean, this, funnily enough, my brother, Master Aaron, saw this level and he was like, this giving me heavy Sonic Adventure vibes with the ice level. I forget the name of it, but you get what I mean. When you're on the snowboard going down, racing the avalanche. So, yeah, quite a cool level, I will admit. And it gives you some freestyle stuff to do during an online party. Decided to use the party machine to go back up to the top because I still missed a few ponds. I'm guessing they're in between the trees here, and I was too far down to actually see them. I should probably stop sprinting as well so I could see a little bit better as well. Not seeing any. I'm missing 5, and I need all 5 to get out of here. Still not seeing them. I'm back at the ramp. Hang on a minute. Where are they? I'm missing 5 ponds. I don't see them. Oh wait, they're over here. Oh my god. It was the one side of the slope that I didn't actually go for. My brain is made of mush. Or shall I say, made of slush. I don't know what that camera was all about. Maybe something else appears outside the challenge road. If it does, I will obviously cover that. Because there's 3 heart ponds here, well, heart ponds that are not out of the way is what I mean. There's not 3, there's 6. Heal up before you leave, because obviously it will be very useful, because the next level is probably the hardest in terms of difficulty, in terms of the challenge room. We get a spin for the snow slide, and you all know what I'm after. Oh wow, okay. Wait, is that the only payday disc left? Oh, it better not be. There was an island in the snowstorm the whole time? I can't believe no one had discovered this before. Well, no one had ever entered the storm and lived to tell the tale, so it's not that surprising it hasn't been discovered. Right, but how did you make it to the island? Surely the storm was even stronger that close to the center. Well, it was certainly a challenge navigating the terrain with how strong the wind was, but I've been through worse. A certain windmill in Overdrive comes to mind. You're telling me? Oh, sorry about that. Some ghost snuck into the machinery, sped it all up. Do you know him? Yeah, I know him. Anyways, after I arrived on some land near the island, I first had to jump on some capsized boats. Just so you know, the text box is a Nomad, because they referenced the windmill, and the text in the blue box was Hat Kid narrating. And when I said that it's difficult in a challenge road sense, it's because that you can take damage in the icy water as well as drown. But the late half of the level gives you 3 respawns if you void out with no damage taken. But the wind makes it difficult as well, and I just grabbed a heart pond without even trying. because I can't see what I'm doing. And even though the camera pan did allow us to see a decent amount of the level, which, by the way, lunges do fight through the wind's force at a set speed, because lunges are always a set speed, so if you're getting blown away, lunge. But obviously, you know, you still need the height and distance with what you can get with double jumps. Even though the camera did show us with the camera pan some of the areas, you can see how blindingly white this level is. To the point you can barely see edges of the platform. Like, do you see the edges of the platform here? There it is. Like, my lord, this was not a fun level. There's atmosphere, and then there's just player inaccessibility. And the wind is also not helpful. Well, I say not helpful. It's an annoyance, but it is something that we're just going to have to put up with. And immediately I've forgotten how I progress from this point. Oh no, I jumped back. Speaking of the wind, there we are. We used it to our advantage there. As soon as I mention it, I completely forget. So, seems like another dead end, but what we got to do is fight against the wind to climb up. Unfortunately, being behind blocks of the iceberg does not stop this intense wind. I'll continue climbing up, so we will do just that. Lunges are incredibly helpful. And this is a point where I would like to make mention, if you look up on top of this little iceberg right here, can't really see it. Still can't really see it. I can show it. Okay, the token is on top of here. That's what I'm trying to show, but I'm not getting a decent enough angle to show it. Either that or it's being hidden by the blizzard, which wouldn't surprise me, to be fair. So we got some hookshot targets, and by the way, I completely forgot to mention, the hookshot looks a little bit different right now. That's because there is a hookshot improvement mod that visually makes it look nice. Also very nice, useful checkpoint. Wasn't much of a mod that I wanted to make mention at the start, because I'm just going to have it permanently on, and all it does is actually make it visually identical to what it is in the artwork of the game, you know, like the splash screens. It mentions right here, by Jalint God, remember him, the big red spider, improved hookshot visuals, adds a hook mesh to the end of your hookshot as depicted in the title cards of Subcom Well and Alpine Skyline. So it makes it more visually accurate to the actual source material that the game has, which for some reason it didn't. Again, not using the hookshot anywhere, which basically means that you have to hookshot always after you get the badge, but you don't need to equip it because it just eats a slot, so that means you have 3 slots available. I think that's cheating in some instances because it gives you an additional perk. If they make a sequel to A Hat in Time, please make it a permanent thing to the moveset. You might as well have, you always have it equipped anyway. Additionally, the hookshot has been given improved particles, sounds, and an umbrella mesh, which you can have it available for the umbrella only or all weapons, so just keep that in mind. By default, the hook mesh will only appear if using the default umbrella weapon, but you may change it in the configure so it appears using any weapon. And apparently this counts as a default, because as you saw, it appeared despite me using this Christmas tree. So apparently, I guess if it's like a complete duplicate in terms of coding for the default umbrella, then there you go. Anyways, progressing on with this level, you will need to use these pads, but they won't launch you to a set area. They'll only launch you forward, and you've got to fight against the wind in order to complete your jumps. And that could make your wall climbs a little bit janky, especially since you can't see where you're going, like right here. Hold forward, angle yourself, and you can grab yourself. Wait, what? I did get it. Why did it not? Hang on. Auto skip cutscenes. That's not ticked. Okay, I don't know why it didn't. I guess it's because I'm constantly being pushed by the wind, and therefore it couldn't stop me to show that I picked that up. That's my only guess, because that was a bit weird where it didn't actually show me that I grabbed it, but it didn't have a +1 above my head either, like if I had cutscene skip on. Because if you have cutscene skip on and you grab, like, well, any collectible, it just has like a +1 above your head and you continue playing. But it didn't do that here, but it still let me pick it up, and it did get added to my inventory, so that's a little bit strange. Well, What's also strange is that, well, I need to get back to where I was, and you can see the hooks down there, so we would jump down in order to get back to where we are, but it voids me out and puts me back at the checkpoint, not needing to swing back here, so that's a little bit weird, because if you void out any time around here anyway, you'll land in the water, but you won't freeze enough in order to take damage, and you void out for free. At the start, though, we were already at water level. If we landed in the water there, we would have taken damage because we would have been freezing. So, yeah. This is probably the more difficult part of the level, because, for one, you can't see what you're doing, and it could also mess up your wall climbs. But you don't take any damage, so the first and last parts of the level are really where this could really mess you up in the challenger, and you'll have to go back through the previous level again. Thankfully, it's not too bad. Also, because you're always getting pushed back, you also have to keep on re-angling yourself in order to see what you're doing, because again, going near a wall, the camera implodes, which is just a thing with how the game was built. It's just a fundamental problem with the engine, so that can't really be changed. Again, sequel, areas of improvement, and we have Unreal Engine 5 now, so God, imagine. I mean, the graphic style could still be kept, that's not a problem, but so many more things are possible. Thankfully, we got ponds here, so just hold forward and follow the ponds, but just don't overshoot, because the wind can blow you off. And knowing where you are spatially is also a pain, and there's no more hidden items, by the way, so we just want to kind of follow the path, if possible. And for some reason, she couldn't complete the climb twice there, so let me try it again. There we go. I mean, we are on ice, so it kind of makes sense. There's a massive gear here. Let's activate it. Well, now we know where we are spatially, and the funny thing is, if I could void out right now, we don't even need to make our way back, but I'm not going to do that for now. Although, there is something I do want to show off. My God, I just barely reached that. Also, it lets you know if your hookshot's actually going for it, because it's a much more big visual indicator with the top of the Brelly actually hookshot in it. So, I don't even know why it's called a hookshot. It's more of a grappling hook. But then again, I'm thinking more of Wind Waker, which I have mentioned before that the graphic style, in very early beta especially, could actually kind of look like Wind Waker Link. So it's kind of interesting there. I actually came to a complete stop in midair. That was kind of scary. Even ground pounding, you're moving. So it's I'm standing, where's this little crack? Up here. See, look, you still get pushed. So when you're trying to ground pound, you may just get pushed off. And all that was just to make this available so we can sling ourselves to that hookshot target. But here's the thing. If I get my sprint hat and do a jump lunge right here, you can just get in range to hookshot that. I didn't get it right there, but you can do that. Let me see if I can try it again. Because that's kind of a neat little skip, which saves going all the way around and hitting that big ice cog panel switch in order to activate this. Let me try that again, so... Okay, I have done this before. Let me cut back up there. I feel like cutting is fair, considering I can't take any damage here, so... I can get this. Let me try it. Let me try it here. I can't hookshot it. I did it before. I guess I got lucky last time, and it's just quite precise. There we are! Got it! You do not need to use the ice panel and go all the way around and hit that switch if you do a very precise jump. I'm not too sure if all of these are going to be flattened, because I only tried doing it after I already hit the switch, but I assume that these would already be activated. By the way, you can't see what you're doing here. Hold forward and do a double jump lunge to get as much distance as possible, because this little strip of beach is all you have. You can't see that. You could see it up there, but you can't see down below, which is still kind of a fundamental problem. Especially with all the ice, because look at this! If I just move a little bit... Whoops, wrong hat. If I just move a little bit more forward... You can't even... Look, you can't see that! That's insane. And how blindingly white this is. Also, there's nothing on this beach. Don't bother trying to hug the sides. Just go straight up. So much simpler. A shining egg. A shrine? That's right. And on top of the shrine was this shining golden egg. So, you grabbed the egg and then left? If only we're that easy. Something was obviously off from the moment I arrived, and sure enough, when I went to grab the egg... I've lost! Again? How does this keep happening? Come on, Stash, you can't just Falcon Punch in neutral like that. It's like 50 plus on shield or something. You're obviously cheating. This game is rigged. I'm done. She's got quite the temper, hasn't she? Tell me about it. Anyway, it looks like it's my turn to play. You'll have to tell me the rest of the story some other time. Sure. Oh, and just so you know, BoKid always does neutral get up. I have no idea what that means, but I'll keep it in mind. See ya. This isn't going to end well. Yeah, we just got kind of... Well, I was going to say cucked, but then considering that, you know, Moustache Girl just shouted out peck, I'd say clucked. Of finishing the level. We were just telling a story, but then again, the mod already told us that. And look, it's the golden egg that we discovered during the story. It's the egg you recovered from the snowstorm. It's a good thing you're not having a vacation over there, as freezing to death isn't particularly high up on your bucket list. But what about this chunk of ice? It's the replica ice bomb that BoKid got from Temperature Clash. It was kind of them to let her keep it for free, though you're not sure why BoKid insists on taking it with her everywhere. Should probably just leave it on a podium on your ship somewhere. Actually, this whole thing is probably just a marketing ploy to get more people to play Temperature Clash. So, Temperature Clash. I looked it up. Temperature Clash is a mode that's for online party. That's basically like, well, Battle Royale in a way, but not like a Battle Royale in a sense, but more like a 1v1 kind of arena thing, with a where you're given a percentage meter in, similar to, well, as what these two were playing over here, Smash! Oh, hey Hattie, how's it hanging? If you're looking for the timepiece, I think the Nomad left it outside. Oh, by the way, there's some mafia dude sitting outside. I have no idea how he got here. Maybe go say hi to him whilst you're out there. Oh dear, looks like I've lost again. Still, I'm getting the hang of this. It's rather fun, isn't it? Timepiece? I think I left it outside, on the balcony. Could you go grab it for me? We don't want it falling off again. It's a good thing you brought your game dodecahedron along with you, as there isn't much else to do in the Alps unless you fancy doing some skydiving. Looks like they're playing Super Smash Bros. 93,482, the latest game in a very long-running series. I doubt it will ever go that long. But yeah, the thing is, as it referenced this big ice cube here, there are rewards and maybe even items. And considering I just recently wrapped up Battle Royale before doing the winter event, I'm not exactly interested in doing stuff like that again at the moment. Obviously, it's there for the future, but at the same time, Battle Royale was a featured mod, so that took high priority. You have no idea why the Nomads have beds that look exactly the same as the one in Vanessa's Manor, but hey, it's comfy, so who cares? It was just more of a segue. I should have probably checked the bed first. Despite the sunny weather, it sure is cold up here, so the fire is much appreciated. You'd question the safety of having a fire in a completely wooden house with a straw roof with no chimney, but it's not your house, so you can't be bothered. I mean, it is well ventilated. Let's say that. Well, there's the mafia. Actually, there's a rock here. It's got nerves of steel. They got us with the meme! And we can't do anything with the billboard. Not even blow it up. Even though it does collide with it, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, that's it for the level, except for the fact that I do want to make mention that roundabout over there, if you were to use the collection hat and not collect the Rift token, the level's all the way over there, because as you noticed, it's snapped back over here without any loading transition. Little bit of a boundary break little tidbit for you in that level. Considering about boundary breaking, that's kind of a speedrunning thing, isn't it? We've got some speedrunning tricks to do here, and the DKC music is brewing. And we've got some tutorials here, showing you exactly what you need to do. So, you know, your hat kid, at the top of the slope, you use your ice hat, you slide at high speeds. That is, in fact, a thing that has always been a thing. And I didn't do it right. Whee! Oh dear. Wow, we didn't take any fall damage. Or void out damage. Also, shining. Hello there. I'll grab you real quick. Hey, that time it works. Maybe it's because I'm not getting pushed by the wind. At the very start of the level, that was the easy of the two. It basically is just given to you. The second one's going to be a little bit harder, because it took me a while to get it. Snowy Slope Speedway was made by Puppet Z, with assistance by LCL, so I'm guessing the dude had a name change, so I'm going to have to make sure that has been corrected in editing. The tutorial art on your left was made by Sketchy. Serious thanks to both of you, the level wouldn't be the same without you. Part time is 2 minutes 45, creative time is 2 minutes 17. We're not gonna do that. I struggle quite a lot with some of these jumps. Have fun with the video game, try not to die. Actually, it is impossible too. So don't just try, do. And remember, hold forward to get more distance. Again, maybe full damage is possible, but I guess that's why they have like a little springboard here that you can just dive into the void, because that shows you, in fact, that you don't take damage. And considering this part of the challenge road, as well as the fact that we had a couple of levels in the challenge road beforehand where, you know, showcased no bonk sliding, well, this one's got ice hat sliding. So we're learning a new mechanic in a safe environment that does still offer a decent challenge. It's just, can you get through it? Clean. By the way, there's a bunch of chairs in this level where you get nice little camera pans, and to be fair, with how icy this looks, and where the clock towers are positioned, that actually looks like a very nice angle, honestly. That could be a decent thumbnail. Except for the fact, you know, there's multiple levels here in the challenge road, so it's kind of already decided for us. So you can see here, when you spring off, you bounce out as soon as you land, if you're holding forward. So let's see how that works out. Like that. And I was holding forward after landing while holding the button still to be iced, so you bounce out. So this teaches you all the mechanics of the ice hat, really. Bouncing off a balloon. Hold forward to keep your speed. Do not double jump or lunge. So we will do that. We automatically bounce out. We keep holding forward. And there we go. A double jump just for safety there, but perfectly fine. Oh, and now this is very interesting. They actually use the crystal lines of these platforms as markers for techniques. So this sign is showing you that as soon as you start sliding down, if you are jumping earlier, like at the top of this, you will kind of just cancel out of your side but keep your speed, so you have to double jump in order to save yourself. But if you go even further and cancel out underneath this marker, you will actually gain a bit of height. Obviously going too far, you're just gonna plop out, so let's not do that. So thankfully both will work for this jump because it's pretty simple. I didn't do it right there, but I was able to double jump to save myself. Now this one's a bit annoying, and thankfully there's a massive billboard here showing us. You want to swap to your dweller mask in mid-flight in order to go through the wall. Honestly, I can't do it, as I mentioned earlier, by holding L after holding ZL, while holding forward to then move with my stick to choose the dweller mask on the wheel. Or taking my thumb off the stick, because I'm not holding forward anymore, to use the D-pad to go left and right to change to the dweller mask. So I now begin holding forward again on the stick, because I'm at the top of the menu, I can't overflow. Then I unpause and use the dweller mask as needed. And I didn't jump, so that screwed me over. So yeah, I can't really do that because I'm not holding forward anymore. Even though if I do it like that, you kind of keep your forward momentum. You have to kind of hold forward again, because otherwise, if you do that, you could probably veer off to the side. Also, I've been sent back a little ways, so let's just fix that real quick. And try this one again. I jumped immediately out of that. I don't know why I did that. Yeah, checkpoints can set you a little bit back, but once you've already nailed one bit, you're pretty much fine. They come in like 2 sets of challenges each. I did press the trigger button, but it didn't trigger. There we go! Yeah, I decided to cut that out because, again, we can't take full damage, so I'm just going to cut back to the jump we're struggling with. Also, very precariously placed chair here. going to show all these camera pans, because the chairs were put here for a reason, so, you know, get a nice little view. Plus, if I showed every failure on jumps that I've already passed by, this is going to take forever, and there's no point, because, again, the challenge begins, as, you know, you don't want to be seeing me redo bits when there's no risk in terms of taking damage. As long as you've seen me do it, you know I can do it. Just saving time in the video. I should have cancelled out there, that's perfectly fine. Thankfully, we're not timed. And apparently this was the Captain Toad music, because I didn't recognise it. It was the only music in the mod I couldn't recognise. Again, there's a purple marker on this block, so that's the marker of what you want. Get the most distance like that. Double jump, do not lunge, otherwise you lose your speed. We've got a hookshot target on the way, so double jump. There we go. And we got one more jump to make, which I believe is just a timing issue. There we are. Easy. Alright, next up. This is when I had to really swap my hats in order to make the jumps. Ah, alright. I don't want to be jumping too early there. Or double jumping too early, excuse me. I think that'll do it. There we go. Just barely made it on the ledge there. I think I'm just good to use the ice out on this one, if I remember correctly. No, I'm not. Hold forward. And then that's when I want to change back to the Dweller Mask. I didn't turn it off. That one's a difficult one as well, in my opinion. Well, as soon as we pop out the hat, that's when I want to pause. Well, not as soon, but maybe after I've jumped on the balloon, so... Right, turn that off. Double jump. There we go. That's what I need to do. I need to take off the... need to deactivate the Dweller Mask. I guess if you swap it off, you're fine as well. Right, this one should just be a simple cancel midway. Okay, I can normally make that, but thankfully we've got a checkpoint right before needing to make this jump. Although I feel like this should have been the end of this segment, and then, you know, you just have the checkpoint after that bit, but you don't. You have to make this jump every time. That'll do it. Not perfect, but I got it. Oh, and we're on the final part. Double jump at the right time to hit the balloons. There we go. Right, let's have a look up here. I think we just bounce up and we're good. There we go. They also put a wall there in case you're holding forward, which is very nice. Right, so practically almost done. Just trying to remember. Yeah, there is a purple wall right behind this green wall, but you can't actually see it due to render distance as well as the blurriness. So, there it is. It just pops in immediately, which I'm not a fan of, honestly. So, right, just gotta make sure I at least hit that balloon, and I'm good. That'll do it, because that'll reset my double jump. And I missed the balloon. Yeah, this one is quite a difficult jump to make. If I fail it any more times, I'll probably just leave the successful take in. Now I've said that, watch what happens. I jumped over it, dang it! There we go. And that's perfect, because, funnily enough, even though there's no checkpoint here, I just need to hold forward, and I'm pretty much good for this part. Oh, whoa, I didn't bounce. What the heckles? I was supposed to bounce. I did not bounce. Hang on a minute, I've got to fix that, because I need the speed. Thankfully, we can get back up at this point, so I'm not too sure what happened there. There we go. Jump. And I didn't get it. Okay, so right above on top of this is where the token is. But get the checkpoint first, because then it's easy to come back to this point, because if we void out now, we'll respawn back over here. You might be thinking, well, that's a bit of a problem. How are we going to get back? Thankfully, getting back is easy here. Just do a sprint jump. Not to void out like I just did. Sprint jump. Lunge. Cancel. I'm not landing on the balloons. You can land on the balloons backwards. I'm just not nailing the jump this time for some reason. cancel out a little bit earlier. There we go. And then we can double jump again, lunge, land here, get back down here, which thankfully, by just a sprint jump in general will land without full damage, and then we can try it again. Now, what you need to do here in particular is that as it's just ice ground pound with speed, hold forward, on the final balloon, which is the bubble balloon, which bounces us higher, we want to veer off slightly to the left or to the right, so when we wall climb, which I didn't get the speed there for some reason, I fell short, we can climb on the side of the circle pad. Let me head back and I'll try that again. Double jump lunge is also a viable option to get back. As you can see there. It's just I normally do use the sprint hat because it's just, you know, faster. Let's see if I can get this one more time. And I bounced over it! What the feck? What was that? I kind of jittered a little. Okay, rude. Let's not have that again, please. What the butter? What did I just say? There we go. What was going on there? I didn't have that before. Right. There we go. Oh, I vaulted over the damn thing. You'd think that that wouldn't be so thin that that would happen, but yeah. And of course the camera implodes. Fun times. But once we get it, we get it. Oh, why do you fall short? You don't climb all the way, you go halfway and stop. Once again, the wall climbing's messing me up. Okay, I keep... Why do I keep bouncing, like, randomly? Like, that's inconsistent. Or... Again, I didn't have this during practice. Like, what the hell? Alright, when the wall climbing fails, do a lunge cancel right before you grab onto the wall to get a bit more height. I still didn't get the height. What am I missing here? Like, this is so inconsistent. Also, the amount of times I've tried to actually slide down onto the panel to complete the jump, and I just bounce over it, like, again, it didn't happen in practice, and I don't know what's going on. So, bit silly, that. No! Ah, double vaulted! I hate that. Make this platform a little bit thicker. Also, I don't know what this is all about. A test. Just a T-posing act, kid. Ah! I actually skew-whiff bounced off the corner. Stop! That's 3 times in a row. You're pissing me off. Stop it. I'm not even getting a chance to attempt this. I'm just going back for jank. Right. Little breather. Let's try again. And this time, not have bullshit. For f***'s sake, stop skipping the platform! Let's try a little bit lower down, I guess. I'm still bouncing over it! What the hell? I'm trying different positions now. I'm getting the same result. I've moved further and further down the goddamn slope, and it's not working for me. How am I supposed to get this token now? I did get this token in my practice file. Again, being at the tip, you don't move. Because as obviously it's a flat top, it's just balancing on the edge. This is frustrating. No! 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 Why? I don't understand. That'll do it, that'll do it. Right, do not do... You didn't even climb! That was the first in 12 to 15 attempts. I lost track on how many times. I wanted to get sliding. No, I saw the bounce. You're not doing that to me. I'm like bouncing off the edge of it. Oh, no! No! Why? Camera! This cheery music isn't bloody helping either. I'm barely clipping the edge of the platform in order to make it, and I need to now double jump in order to hit the thing. I have to do this differently than what I did to get up here in the first place, because the rules for some reason have now changed. Maybe it's because I'm recording, so maybe my PC's dropping maybe like a couple of frames, because I'm maybe running out of memory or something. That could be causing it, but at the same time, I didn't have this problem when I practiced the goddamn level. There! Finally! Holy hell, I have to complain in order to get to this point. Camera, can we zoom out please so I can see what I'm doing? Thank you. That was stupid. That was way more difficult than it usually is. Because the sliding just decided, no, I'm not going to work anymore. Unbelievable. They better not screw me up for the last couple of jumps here, because... I didn't even talk to the cameraman because I got so mad. Hey kid, up here to check out the grand view too? Steve from work will never believe this. How did I get down? You don't. You gotta finish the course. Right, you better not break. I think I skipped again and that did not help things. Because I do have a bad habit of not deleting a lot of footage after I've recorded, so I might be running low on storage. I got the speed though, and that's good because now I can swap my hat. Problem is, you can't really tell where the platform is behind here. Thankfully, it's literally right behind, so it shouldn't be a problem there. Where's the problem? Is that I might have problems again here. Yep, it did it again, but it should be fine because this is the last jump. I pressed jump! I didn't jump! What? I'm going to jump off the mountain because it's going to take forever to fall. Let me see what's actually wrong here. I skip where it's time to jump. But that's messing up the speed. I need full speed. I'm just going to do something real quick.
Later that same evening.
Okay, so what I've had to do was actually close down the game and reboot it, and now this should work. It's bloody working! And I tried to replicate my ponds as much as possible so that, you know, they wouldn't be so far off. Yes, I did use the wing cap because that was bloody stupid. And funnily enough, I'm not supposed to actually be up here, but I got enough speed I can just lunge jump here anyway. It's all because I didn't have any speed, so I had to literally play back up to this point and do that. And I tried to replicate my ponds because for some reason when I quit the game, not save and quit, I task managed it. I was 5 ponds down from what I had when I quit, but I also didn't have the token that I spent all that time and jank getting to, and because that jank was making it basically impossible, rebooting the game and deleting a bunch of, like about 100 gigs of footage actually worked. So, it's not the level's fault, it was probably because I wasn't managing my memory very well. My settings, even though I messed about with them quite a lot, are basically unchanged. I lowered a couple of bits, but even lowering them up to literally the bottom of everything possible wasn't making a difference. I don't know what was going on. My PC was just having a moment, I guess. Hello, and congratulations on completing the mod. While you're here, care for some trivia? I learnt a lot while making this mod. I promise not to kick you out for getting a question wrong. That really made things weird. Seriously, the thing is with sliding, and I had to look this up as well when I had to cut it and sort that out, is that it is dependent on frame rate, just like with no bonks sliding. If it's not smooth, then it doesn't work properly. The problem is that it was working up to that point, and then it started having problems. And then while I was trying to reduce the game's quality, it was actually making the frame rate worse. Like, what? I'm making it easier for you to run. Why are you running worse? It didn't make any sense. I had to reboot the game in order to sort that out. And therefore, as, you know, it's basically impossible to die in this. But not impossible, but highly improbable to die. I just cut back to this point. Anyways, back to the questionnaire. Sorry about that. I just wanted to clarify that it wasn't the mod's fault. Not many people like dumb things like this. If you ever get bored and want to finish the level, feel free to select I want to be done. Question 1. When was the slope slider mechanic implemented? That was during Seal the Deal because we had ice implemented. Correct. Around 90 minutes into IGN's developers React to Docker's A Hat in Time speedrun, Jonas Karloff said that said that he added the trick in Seal the Deal as a way for people to go faster. It looks like a bug, but it's totally intentional, except for when the frame rate stutters even a bit, and it completely breaks, which, again, is probably because I'm recording, and I was running out of memory. Question 2, do you still bounce on wires when using the ice hat? No. Correct. I planned on using this as a mechanic in the level, but I couldn't find a way to naturally use it. It's because you're pounding. You wouldn't bounce, because you just go right through it because you're too heavy. What is ice made out of? H2O. Correct. Ice is made of water. I'd be concerned if you got that one wrong. And question 4. What video game series music was used in this level? I said Donkey Kong Country because I recognised that more than anything at the very start, but correct. They're all correct. I had originally used the Smash Bros. Kirby remix for Stage 2, but playtests found it grating to listen to while spending so long in one area. By the way, music is in the mod description. But final question, did you enjoy my level? Up until the point where it broke during recording, yes. But that's not the mod's fault, that's just my PC being stupid, as well as me not managing memory properly, and it got too full. I've done a big clear out now, as I said I freed up about 100 gig. Thank you so much, glad to hear it. Actually can't know if you liked it or not. Which probably would have made, you know, more attempts on that token a lot easier. Seriously though, extra special thank you for not only sticking through the level but the quiz as well. The level would be pointless without players. And now without further ado, it's time for your timepiece. Yours truly, you truly earn it. That didn't need to happen. But that was my own stupid fault. Yep, and I thought that that level would give me a spin. Funnily enough, the Blizzard story level, which you would think because it's, you know, a story, that would be like a time rift. That's not a blue rift, but the snow slide is. Bit weird that. Also, there we go. Are you the final one? You're not actually in the pack here, I don't think. So after all this time, I've been wanting. I will give you my all. And it doesn't seem to be in there. I think that might have been the last record. Is there even any sound in this? No, there is. It's just a very slow build-up. What's worse is I've got to play the levels again in order to get the mod rift tokens, but you don't need to see that because you're already seeing the playthroughs. And plus, you can't die in the level that we were in, so I basically just skipped back up to where we were as close as approximately as I could. So, with that, welcome to Snowside Valley. I forgot the name for just a moment. We're in like a partially melted, I guess we could say that's what all this is. Kind of like city downtown sort of thing. And there's one rift token to grab in this level, which we will avoid this lazy poor gang that's not invisible for some reason. Climb on the iceberg in the middle of town and get the rift token. We've now collected everything in this challenge road. And again, this one's easily seen from the below if you just tilt your camera up, but you'd probably climb up here anyway. Also, nice art here. Don't know what it is, but it fits the level quite well. In fact, we've got more of it here. Actually, is this based off of... Can I hit you, please? There we go. Wait, what? Okay, you were like a mini-boss. You hit multiple times. I was about to say, because I completely forgot he was here for some reason. I think this might actually be based off of Project A, which I haven't heard too much about. In fact, almost everything that features in those Hat in Time modding directs or whatever don't actually seem to have much stay power, or they've dropped. I think Project A is still going on, but I don't know about the complete remake of Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets, because that was shown off. And funnily enough, I do have the PC version of Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets now, and I have it installed, although it is a bit buggy. If you tab out, it kills the game or something. By the way, that pond capsule didn't actually give us anything. Yeah, it's a little bit weird. But would you believe that that is just the town? That's the valley, because now we're going to be climbing out the valley. And if you go in between these two blocks, you end up on top of the block. I thought it was a weird transition, like all that was a separate loaded area, but then Alpine Skyline's fully loaded. That shouldn't be a problem. It's because it isn't. This is the same area. What happens is, if you fall on this part of the slope at any time on your climb up, which you can see all the platforms up there, it'll void you out. But I thought that was a transition, because it just feels like it. It's a bit weird, that. I don't know why I'm avoiding collecting ponds. As I said, I already did that to try and make it as approximate as possible. I didn't want to quit out and do that, but, you know, things were just breaking. Also, we can't get up to the next platform until this comes down. And you would think, oh, well, I got to go up that way to start off with. Because, I mean, nothing stops you. This isn't walkable. I'm constantly falling. And momentum gets messed up because of that. And therefore, you can't go over here anyway, because there's a bit of a weird force field that pushes you back. And if you think you ought to climb up in this little gap here, I don't think you're able to, and it keeps pushing you away. Yeah, it's just a wall. So I was like, what do you do here? Because it doesn't make much sense. Like, other than the last level being jank, which I didn't have during my practice run, go figure, that I thought was jank, and I'm like, well, how do I get up then if it's a visible wall and I'm not allowed to land on there? Pull a U-turn, look up, and that's where you gotta go. You gotta jump over in this direction, but not on this bit either, because this is also not standable. If you don't want people standing there, why make it look like that you are able to, and it's not even difficult? Like, I could literally just drop and be on there, you know? Or at least have those as, like, little void-out planes and put you back. Just a little bit of feedback in case if, you know, that is something you want to implement, or just, I don't know, make those a little bit more taller, you know? But obviously don't do it when the challenge road is in effect, so otherwise you're going to break the challenge road and it will be removed from the challenge road, a new challenge road will be formed with the level missing, and it will become a false challenge road with a fake trophy. I actually do know of people that, you know, play challenge road day one, and that they actually have all the additional fake trophies that, Challenge Road 4, like both versions of Challenge Road 14, and I believe it was 24 as well, ironically enough. Or was it 27? I forget. But every Challenge Road video that have differences like that, I do cover them, but I don't get the duplicate because, you know, I don't have the time to play it every time a new one comes out, and I have to practice them for these videos to cover all the collectibles and stuff. Because, you know, you guys might like that sort of thing. Also, that barely looks like you'll make it, but I've noticed that these red not red, but more like orangey blocks pretty much guarantee a full wall climb, which is nice. And look at that! We made it to the top, and that is the challenge road. Again, if that sliding speedway didn't break on me in particular during recording, it wouldn't have been very sour, but unfortunately it did, and I had to redo things off screen up to that point. I know I keep pointing it out, but I'm just being upfront and honest. Well, that was a bit more of a shambles than I was expecting. I'm very sorry about that. Snowy Slope Speedway is a fun one, but if I was more diligent on getting rid of footage I don't need over a year old, then that wouldn't have been a problem. But we got through it in the end, and funnily enough, we have enough for exactly 3 spins of the Rift Roulette. Let's go give ourselves some spins. If that keeps... Oh, there's actually... Wait, we never got the me record. That's probably the me record. No, that's another payday record. Maybe it is still in here then. I want the payday record, or the me record. Because we never got that. Blood red. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. You must be getting sick of the Pepino and payday mods, but literally, that's how big they are, and it just fills this. So that must be the last Pepino die, because I keep getting it. Let's get that out of the way. Bowling stripes. Pretty much obvious. We're going bowling. Alright. Oh, well, there is now nothing but records in here. And what if those were the last 2? Obviously, the me thing is not part of payday, but... Come on, Lucky Vinyl! White collar crime. Yeah, I can see this fitting for what it replaces. And I like how that most of these actually replace multiple tracks as well, because it just fits. But I'm going to quickly go all the way through these really quickly. Or maybe they can't put it in for reasons. Is there any more that I got here? No, that's it. But then that hasn't stopped sticking Mario in this game, because, you know, it's a collectible platformer that's quite similar. Because, you know, if we head to our bedroom real quick, he's right here, just vibing. So, you know, not really a problem. Plus, it's a mod. It's not actually a Mario clone from, like, 64 or something with his moveset. He's just a Hat Kid clone. So, it's not, like, Sora's got his own moveset, but he's still mostly a clone. You get what I mean? I mean, again, I haven't covered Sora. He's there mostly because Master Aaron likes to play as him when he does play this game. But I haven't really felt the need to try, like, a randomizer through the level compilation mod, because it hasn't been updated in a while. So, but yeah, that is going to be it for this shambles of a challenge road. My apologies, but hey, at least it's more festive than November's. That was up until, well, 2 days ago at the time of this recording. That was Halloween themed, very unusual, but I guess Nightmare Before Christmas and all that. And, you know, we defeated Krampus, aka Vanessa, so now we're able to actually chill. And there was a bit of a story with the levels. But yeah, with that, guys, that's the end of challenge road number 47. With more mods or another challenge road, I'll be seeing you guys next time.